Hello, social media. Welcome to Miracle Monday. I'm Dawn Petalino, and I'm your transformational coach and the best-selling author of Peace, Power, and Miracles. And Miracle Monday is where I offer you some tips and some tools, but most importantly, some truths to allow you to remember so you can have more love and miracles in your life. And today's is a biggie. It's about how to handle resentment and guilt. The Course in Miracles reminds us of what sin is. It says sin isn't this thing that, like you did something bad and, you're going to be condemned to hell forever. Sin is a lack of love. So any situation where we enter in or somebody else enters in and quote unquote sins, it's like you missed the mark. It's an archery term. And it's really, we came into the situation with a lack of love. And honestly, that's a lack of love for ourselves. And so forgiveness is really a correction of misperception. It is seeing the innocence in yourself and another person, which can feel like a stretch sometimes, right? So if you have a resentment towards somebody, resentments and guilt are always attack on the self, on ourselves. Resentments are disguised as attack on ourselves. Now, how does that work? Well, if you think about it, if you're resentful towards somebody, you feel like they attacked you. And the deeper question to ask yourself is, why do I feel attacked? How am I interpreting their actions as to what it's saying about me? And the other question would be, who or what kind of person would not feel attacked in this situation? And I want to become that person. So, for instance, I had a situation in my life, and I mentioned this in the book, Peace, Power, and Miracles, where there was a woman who I really felt had betrayed me. And it was a big betrayal. And I could have really, just condemned her and just complained about her, and I'm sure I would have gotten a lot of support. However, in that moment, for whatever reason, I was graced to see the situation through the eyes of love and not through attack. And what welled up inside of me was all this compassion for this person who felt lonely in her life and had done such and such, and there was a lack of love that made her act that way. And then I had to look at myself, because what I saw as betrayal, my mind interpreted into a story of, I don't matter, I'm not important. That whole I'm not important thing. And so what I was really attacking was myself, anger at myself, and the hurt underneath that of not feeling important. Compassion opened the heart to see where she was responding with a lack of love and where I was perceiving with a lack of love. I wasn't totally innocent. My actions came out of that same belief that I wasn't important, I didn't matter. So the betrayal or the resentment was really a deeper uncovering of the hurt that was replaying the pain of feeling, I'm not lovable here, or I don't matter here. And in that moment of compassion, I only felt love for us both, that there was no need to attack, that her choice wasn't necessarily one I would agree with, but it was still a choice, and it still dictated compassion because this person was seeing with a lack of love for themselves, just as I had been. And so resentment causes us to look at our part. What was I believing that put me into that situation in the first place? What story was I believing that made me participate, that made me act in this particular way? And that's the hurt underneath. Guilt is where we actually, is more direct. We're directing the anger, internalizing the anger against ourselves. And so we recognize that we've done something, but then guilt gets compounded with shame. And now we feel like we're not worthy of being part of the human race. We're not worthy of the forgiveness. We're not worthy of feeling good about ourselves again. And self-forgiveness is the same process. It's recognizing, wow, I really acted in a way where I believed that I wasn't good enough, that I didn't matter, that I wasn't lovable, whatever the little story in your head is doing. That's really how I was behaving. And the Course in Miracles will remind us there is no need for attack. You can lay down your offenses because there is no attack. And it reminds you again and again that you are innocent. And when we can accept, and we accept our mistakes, we accept our part, and we say, I forgive myself for doing it wrong. I forgive myself for doing it wrong. What we're really saying is, I love myself enough to be part of the human race. And I'm still worthy. I'm still worthy of love. I'm still a worthy human being. We all make mistakes. But as long as I'm keeping myself in those chains of guilt and shame, I can never free myself. And the real deal is, if we're not able to release the guilt, we're probably unwilling to feel the pain underneath. Because we'll probably, if you really want to heal it, you have to feel the pain of, I'm not lovable, I don't matter. It doesn't mean it's true. It's the story that we took on, and so that pain is still in our body, and it deserves compassion. That yes, it felt like that, but it was never true. You were always lovable, just being you. So happy Miracle Monday. I hope today you're able to let yourself off the hook and let somebody else off the hook by acknowledging your own part in it and having compassion for both of us, As a friend of mine used to say, nobody here but us chickens. We're all kind of doing the best we can. And we have an increased amount of compassion and humility and acceptance for ourselves and others. And that's when we can truly, truly be loving vessels in this world. I hope you have a miraculous Monday, and I hope you see yourself and others as deserving of love today, no matter what. And you can take a look at the link for the blog underneath if you would like to read more. And if this was helpful, share it with a friend, like us, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.